Have you ever been on a sales call and you struggled to maintain the control of the direction of the call, and maybe you ended up talking about some random stuff, maybe you're unable to really hold the frame and bring it all back down towards the close and then actually get them to pay you money on the call? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly the absolute best model that I have found to help me close deals in the quickest and the easiest way possible with the least amount of friction. So if you are new to the channel, my name is Jeremy Pogue and I do high ticket sales and coaching, and I'm coming up on nearly $750,000 in sales and high ticket coaching and consulting in the last 6 months. And this is going to be a banger, so make sure you strap in and you get out your notepad because I'm going to give you a lot of good stuff here. So anyways, let's get into it, guys. How to get a prospect to buy now with the least amount of friction and really keeping them on track. So the model I'm going to share with you guys today is one that I learned from Jordan Belfort. It's called the straight line selling model, or the straight line selling system. And I first learned this like 4 years ago when I first read his book, The Way of the Wolf. I only got like halfway through at the time because I wasn't doing sales. And as Alex Hormozi says, sales is like sex. You don't get better by reading about it. You get better by doing it. So at the time I kind of lost track, but now that I've been rereading it quite a bit, it really just kind of like solidified the way that I visualize and I view sales calls, and it's gonna be extremely beneficial for you guys here. So I'm super excited about this one. And if you stick around towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus as well to use this same model to create an absolute world-class offer and program to get the absolute best client results and case studies in your industry, so that way you can leverage the results you're getting your clients in your marketing to book more sales calls, to get better at sales, to make more sales, to sign more clients, to help change more people's lives, and it goes on and on and on. So make sure you stick around towards the end. Let's get into the bonus, but right now let's dive straight into it. So straight line selling model, or the system, whatever you want to call it, is essentially this. What's the easiest and the quickest way to get from point A to point B? With a straight line, right? So there's our straight line. And if we view the sales call, this is kind of like the start of the call, right? Point A. And then this is the end of the call where you close and they pay you money to help them out and everybody's happy, right? So what we want is we want the trajectory of the call, the direction of the call, to look something like this. Naturally, it'll go a little off course, right? But it's our job to make sure that we maintain its direction. And like I said, the path of least resistance is with the straightest line possible. So let me show you a few examples of what not to do. So I've literally reviewed hundreds of our client sales calls live together with them on a call, and we just watched the recording, and then I would just kind of get a pulse on the direction of it and how it was going and why it didn't close. So that way I can give them rapid feedback and tell them why. And a lot of the time it looked like this. One of three options, one of three things, right? So either right at the start, they just built rapport and they start talking about random stuff that doesn't matter for about like 5 or 10 minutes, right? And they just make a buddy, right? Nobody's on a sales call to make a new buddy that they're probably never going to talk to or see ever again after the 45 minutes, right? So they start talking about some random stuff and nothing matters, and then they made a buddy, and now the sale's gone because they're gone to outer space, right? It's gonna be really hard to bring it back down to earth and actually start talking about business and get things going, because now they think you're just a buddy and you're gonna give them some free advice, and it's gonna be really hard to get here. So that's what we don't wanna do, right? That's number one. Number two is this. It goes well, right? You kind of get straight to the point and building some trust, some rapport, and then you ask a question, they start talking about some random stuff, and they give you their life story, and they keep going on and on and on, and it's super irrelevant, or they're like you're asking questions that aren't really relevant or that aren't very pointed to get them to come to your conclusion by themselves, and the direction just kind of goes astray. It kind of goes like the call was going well, it started well, you set the frame, you held it, and then all of a sudden you kind of lost it and were unable to bring it back, right? Our job is to identify that as soon as possible. We want to identify it right here, right? If we kind of look at it, like we want to give ourselves some boundaries. We want to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room to say, you know what, every conversation is going to be unique. It's going to have ups and downs. It's going to have some highs and lows, but we want to identify when it's kind of going astray. And so that way we can ask another question to really bring it back down to earth. But if you don't, and if you don't identify it, or if you identify it too late, it's going to be really hard to do that. And then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, right? And we don't want that to happen, because I want you guys to make sales and help people out. So that said, here's the third one, right? This is what I see happen a lot of the time, and it drives me crazy, understandably, especially when it happens to me. So the call goes really well, right? Things are going well, and then you present the offer, and then all of a sudden they start asking questions about the technicals, right? And then you start answering the technicals, right? Or you present the offer in a way that is just all tool talk, and you're telling them exactly like how you're going to do it and all this stuff, and you're essentially like solving their problem. Then you're just going to talk about technicals and go into things that really don't matter, because all they care about, the only reason they're on the call, is to see if you can help them get from A to B, from their A to B, right? It's like my world famous diagram here. Our clients inside of Consulting Blueprint say I should patent this, right? We want to, this is terrible, but they're on the call to see if like this is their current situation. They're not where they want to be. This is where they want to be. And they're there to see if you are the vehicle that's going to help them get there, right? So whether, like, none of the technicals really matter, because you're the expert that can help them get there. So what you want to do is you want to identify when it's kind of going astray, when they're asking questions about the technicals, or if you are presenting your offer and just talking about the technicals and the tool talk, you're shooting yourself in the foot. But we want to identify that and then kind of brush off their question and bring it back down, tied to the outcome and the transformation, because it really doesn't matter. And here's a bonus, guy. Here's like one of my secret weapons. When somebody does that, when they really want to get in the weeds and stuff like that, I just call them out. I literally just call them out, and I confront that, and I just say, we're really getting in the weeds here, okay? And then I just kill them with silence, essentially, and then they're like, oh yeah, sorry, and then you can really bring it back on track. So there you go. That is a secret weapon of mine. I love it. It works so well. So there you guys go. That's a little bonus for following me on YouTube here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button too if you like that. But anyways, that's kind of the three things we want to avoid, right? We want to avoid the conversation getting off track, and we ask questions, or we really just like call them out and hold the frame to bring it back down to earth, so that way we can continue onwards and make the sale. So that's the straight line selling system in a nutshell, guys. Now let's get into the bonus, right? So this one's super exciting. I think it's super cool when there's like crossovers between sales and offer and marketing. Like they're so intertwined, it's crazy. But anyways, how do you use a straight line selling model or system to create a world-class offer and get the best client case studies and results in your industry? And then you can use these results to pump them out in your marketing to get more sales and get more case studies and stuff like that. So how do we, like, when we're signing up, when a new client comes on to work with us, we want to get them from where they are to where they want to be, right? We want to get them from here to here in the shortest amount of time possible with the absolute least resistance. And the way to do that when we're building offers with our clients is called the minimum viable offer, or like a minimum viable product. What is the path of least resistance that we can do, that we can help them with, to get them from here to here with the least amount of effort possible from either side, right? So when we're building out a program, really boil it down, boil what you would help your clients with down to its absolute core. Typically, it kind of falls under like three distinct pillars. It might be like they need a really good offer, they need a good way of marketing to book sales calls, and then they need to sell. They need to know how to sell, right? These are kind of the three pillars that we use to sell, because that's exactly kind of what we help our clients with, right? First, you need a good offer. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how good you are at sales. If your offer sucks, nobody's going to buy, or then you're not going to help. You're going to sell, but then your clients aren't going to get results, and you'll have a terrible reputation, and just we don't want that. That's not what we're here for. That's not what you guys that watch this channel are here for. We're here to get our clients awesome results, that you can leverage to get even more clients and get even better results and stuff like that. So anyways, straight line, right? We want to help our clients get there in the least amount of time, with the least amount of effort. We don't want to build out a program with 700 modules that they have to go through that takes them like 14 weeks to watch the modules before they can start taking action. We want to help them get a quick win in the door like yesterday. That's how we want to do it, right? So set up your program, set up your offer or your one-to-one coaching in a way where you can help them pick low-hanging fruit as soon as possible, as early as you can, and then also help them build the foundations to sustain that, right? And without adding a ton of complexity, because another principle that I follow is simplicity scales and complexity fails. So if you add too much, if you have those like 200 modules, when you could really boil it down into like 3 core topics and then just have like a handful of training under each one that really just gets to the core root of things like immediately, then then you're gonna serve your clients way better. They're gonna get better results. They're gonna get results a lot quicker as well. And then you'll have much better case studies, much better testimonials and client results that you can leverage in your marketing to book more sales calls, to sign more clients, to help people out and truly change their lives, and then do it all over again. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this one for you guys. If you thought it was valuable, if you learned something from it today, make sure you hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And if you want me to make more videos on sales specifically, because that's literally my bread and butter, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys want me to hit, and then I'll make a video and we'll do that. So yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. And then if you want to follow the journey a little bit closer, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Jeremy_Pogue, and I will see you guys in the next video.